activity. New York Monday afternoon, closing several streets and taking the roof off a building. A potential funnel cloud and rotational storms blew through the city's Lower East Side, taking down trees and power lines. Several residents were displaced and roughly 1,000 homes were left without power. No injuries have been reported. A flood watch for the rest of the area is in effect. Parts of Florida are experiencing massive flooding after Debbie made landfall Monday morning as a hurricane. Debbie, which has since weakened to a tropical storm, pounded the northern part of the state with winds of nearly 130 kilometers and torrential rain. At least 4 storm-related deaths have been reported. Debbie is expected to unleash potentially historic rainfall in Georgia and South Carolina as it moves up the coast. Well, time for our first check on the forecast with more on what you can expect. Let's bring in our meteorologist, Ross Hull.
Hi, Shalima. Well, we're looking at an end to the heat and humidity as we move into the work week for many of us heading back to work. And we've got some showers and thunderstorms to contend with, possibly through the overnight for some areas too. But that activity that we did see this evening starting to ease. We've also seen some stronger storms push across the Niagara area in towards Buffalo, where there is an unconfirmed touchdown of a tornado in that city. Okay, so we've got a cold front draping across the Great Lakes. That will bring some relief from the heat and the humidity. And look at this. This is Tropical Storm Debbie pushing towards the southeast U.S. coast, and it will be delivering some very heavy rainfall along the coast in the coming days, along with tropical storm conditions, storm surge, and strong winds. It's possible that some of the remnants of Debbie by this upcoming weekend could provide some showers for portions of the Great Lakes. It's going to move very slowly, though, north and east. You can see some of the storms that have pushed across the area, delivering some heavy downpours around the GTA. A band of storms pushing through Niagara, Fort Erie, some strong storms as well. That activity is starting to ease this evening. You can see temperatures still making it to the mid to high 20s. Humidex values still around the mid 30s in some areas anyway. We're going to see a much more comfortable overnight as a northerly flow establishes itself, and we're going to see and experience one of the coolest nights we've had in quite some time, and that'll continue through this week. I'll let you know what to expect in your full forecast just ahead.
Canada failing to pick up any
Well, if you're not a fan of the heat and humidity, you're going to like the forecast this week. Much cooler. So the coolest air we've had so far this month, and some of the lowest humidex values we've had, and more comfortable sleeping weather. Daytime high tomorrow, depending on how much sunshine we see into the afternoon. Some areas around the GTA, low 20s and up to near 22, 23 degrees. The chance of some morning showers tomorrow morning, so be prepared for that. And then we should dry out into the afternoon. Cool conditions through the prairies on this Monday, and well, that's the case, or at least cooling down around the Great Lakes. Still humid, I know, this evening, but you'll feel it by tomorrow morning. Another warm day across the Maritimes, but some cooler conditions moving in. Looking at the upper level flow, we've got the jet stream in more of a trough pattern here, so cooler air descending. A lot of flow in the upper levels around the Great Lakes, not so much farther south towards Florida. Why do I point that out? Well, we've got Tropical Storm Debbie, which is going to slowly move up the coast. Some of the remnants from that storm could bring some wet weather later this week into the weekend around the Great Lakes and eastern sections of the country. But the concern is this storm is going to move so slowly and deliver what could be historic amounts of rain over the next few days that there could be catastrophic flooding, portions of the Carolinas, especially South Carolina. So we're keeping an eye on that as that storm slowly meanders up and down the coast there. Okay, let's take a look at what's happening around the Great Lakes. The storms that did push through the GTA, many of those pushing over Lake Ontario. We've seen some showers and storms push across eastern Ontario. We're going to see a bit of a lull this evening, likely, for your outdoor plans. And then another round of wet weather with this cluster of storms could move into southwestern Ontario. And on the northeast tip of that, some showers could move into the GTA tomorrow morning. That clears out likely by the afternoon. And then we're left with a drier, more stable air mass. And certainly you'll feel the difference in terms of the humidex values, but you'll feel that as soon as tomorrow. So you can see the temperatures tomorrow, certainly on the cool side. Some areas may struggle to get out of the high teens. We'll see about that, but there is that possibility with the cooler air settling in. Here's a look at how things work over the next 3 days. We rise up to 24, more sunshine on Wednesday and Thursday. Chance of showers Friday will all depend on where those remnants of Debbie had, but certainly not looking at anything too warm over the next several days. And you can see the dog walking forecast. Ralph enjoying the long weekend. This evening, we should stay dry for the most part. Some cloud cover, still relatively warm, but we cool through the overnight. And that's a look at your forecast.